Hey everybody, it's Tayson. I wanted to go over the new Google Drive desktop folder where we keep all of our open, expired, closed transactions as well as referral agreements. You should each by now have this folder on your desktop with your name and your transactions. It's very easy to open. Obviously it opens like a regular folder. In each of these you have these 4 folders. All of your open transactions are kept in your folders. Now, this has nothing to do with your listings and listing agreements. That's kept separately on your computer. If you want to put that into your Google Drive, you're welcome to, and I am happy to help you with that. On this, I have each one of these open transactions. This is the format we would like to use. The seller in caps 2, the buyer in caps dash the address. It is not necessary to put Driggs Victor at the end of the address. It's just so that we can easily navigate through folders as we put these into the system. Now, in each folder, you should organize this as best you can in order to make things easy for the front desk. This would indicate the offer, exhibits to the offer, the receipt. I could even clean this up a little better by renaming it earnest money receipt. Anything you can do to keep this clean would be great. Now, every time you open a transaction, you should send an email to Darla at the front desk and say, I have opened a transaction. You could reference it here if you want. Anytime you move a open transaction to the closed section, we're going to know because we have a check that we need to review, but it's best practice to just send an email. Same thing with the expired transactions. So now how do you move it? You can open your transactions, go to your open transactions, and simply come back to the folder here and open the folder of which you need to move it to. For example, if this transaction failed, I could simply grab the folder and drag it into the expired transactions folder. Easy enough. Same thing for when a transaction closes. That's really it. This should be relatively straightforward. Again, remember to send an email. Opening a new transaction is relatively easy to do. Go to your open transactions, create a new folder just like you would anywhere else, and then name the folder. It's very easy. Dropping documents into each folder is also very easy. If I wanted to add a document to the Joyce transaction, I could simply open my email, and I could either download it by selecting download, go to my downloads folder on my computer, grab the closing statement, and drag it in. Easy as that. Alternatively, and you can do this both on your phone and on your desktop, you can select the Save to Drive button. If your drive is organized, you can click Organize, and what I mean by that is well kept. You can then move to certain folders. Go to your transactions, open transactions, Kissinger and Joyce, and move here. I'm going to hit cancel because I just did it through the download method. If you'd like to get to your Google Drive to clean it up a little bit to make that process easier, you click the 6 dots here at the top, or 9 dots here at the top of your email, go to your drive. You can see that mine is relatively well organized. There's a few things in here that are not well organized, but for the most part, I try to put everything in a folder just like I do on my desktop. You can think of this as your electronic desktop. That's it. Remember to label each transaction, move it to the appropriate folder when it either expires, fails, or closes. And remember to send an email every time you open a transaction or move a transaction to your expired or closed transaction folders so that we can notate it on the transaction ledgers at the front desk. Thanks.